All right, Shalom, Watawab Yuwam, giving all glory and praise and honor that's due to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Rachak Wadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, mercy, and grace to the household of faith. Topic of this week is the United States of America's Babylon the Great. I'm just going to use a few scriptures to support that revelation, and Lord willing to be an edifying lesson. Revelation 17:5, it says, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, and the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And we know mystery is the Greek word mysterion, which goes into hidden things, secret things, things that are, confided and revealed to the initiated. And we know that the servants of the Most High are his friends, the prophets, the beloved ones. And so the revelations of who Esau Edom is, which will be revealed in the last days, as well as Mystery Babylon, this was revealed into beginning with the prophets, the men of the Lord, who would receive the comforter, and their minds would be stirred up to remembrance, and they would be moved to find certain things out, right? And as it says, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. When you look at, I just typed in what is Babylon the Great, just to see what AI would respond with. It said that Babylon the Great is a symbolic figure mentioned in the Bible, particular in the book of Revelation, chapter 17 and 18. It represents a powerful and corrupt entity associated with immorality, idolatry, and opposition to God. And the United States of America is what's pretty much embodying all of that. It's powerful. It's known as the hammer of the earth in Jeremiah. It has the number one military, has everyone in various forms of debt servitude. It has military bases all over the earth. It has the most military bases all over the earth. It has all type of, influence and dominance, and it's corrupt, right? It's a very corrupt entity. They send economic hitmen into nations to sabotage, other nations that don't want to play ball and set up puppet leaders. And then it's associated with immorality and idolatry, that's why Revelation, the 11th chapter, it speaks about Sodom and Egypt. The Egypt represent the captivity of 12 tribes of Israel that will be here. Then you have the immorality of ancient Sodom and Gomorrah, which is that same, spirit and energy that's here today, in opposition to God, because everything that's godly is being pretty much like casted out, in these days and times today. There's nothing godly left about this place. It was one point in time, even, people rested on Sundays. Like, a lot of people didn't work on Sundays, and the family, the traditional family unit was respected. Man being the head. Certain things you would do, certain ways that women would dress. Not too revealing. All of these things are pretty much like things of the past. These things are just like memories now. So, this place kind of fits that bill, and not kind of, but it does. And it's like, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and grab another one. Because like I mentioned, the 12 tribes, Egypt, the 12 tribes. Now, Jeremiah the 50th chapter says prophecy against Babylon, which this whole chapter is going into, Jeremiah getting on Babylon through the Lord. And the Lord made a interesting point here. In Jeremiah 50:33, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. So, speaking of Egypt, Egypt was when all 12 tribes were oppressed together, right? Now, when you deal with the time of this being written, you had the kingdoms were separated, right? You had the fall that took place after Solomon, and Rehoboam and Jeroboam. You read that history in 1 Kings, the 12th chapter. You had Rehoboam, which was of Solomon and David. The southern kingdom wanted to stay loyal to David, and they stayed, in particularly Judah. And you had the northern kingdom, which followed after, didn't want to follow after the ways of David. They followed after Jeroboam. And they went with him, and there was a separation. And the Lord sent the Assyrians, and they ended up taking the northern kingdom captive. The northern kingdom ended up leaving that captivity and going into a place where never mankind dwelt. That's 2 Ezra 13th chapter. And so when the southern kingdom went into the captivity into Babylon, it was just them. Jeremiah and Ezekiel and all them, the southern kingdom, and then they ended up going, years later, coming into Africa after 70 AD or during the time of 70 AD, fleeing the Romans, and then eventually they kept migrating west, and then they ended up coming here, via the slave trade. So this would make sense where the children of Israel and Judah being oppressed together, because we here today, and everybody know that the biggest slaves here are blacks and Hispanics, Native Americans here, right? So continuing on, it says their Redeemer is strong. And who was sent to redeem? The kinsman redeemer, which is the Messiah, Yahushua. The Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. Because the Lord is against Babylon. So he's ultimately going to disquiet this place when he destroys it. So Revelation 17:18 again goes into that destruction. And we know that what they saying is Babylon, what people say are Babylon, it doesn't make sense. Like people say that the Vatican is Babylon. That don't make sense. People saying that ancient Rome was Babylon, which in the spirit you could say that, because this matter of fact, let's go to Daniel 7. Let's go to Daniel 7. Vision of the fourth beast. Daniel 7 and 7, it says, after this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. Even biblical scholars know that this is the Roman Empire. Verse 8, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. So the first horns plucked up by the roots represent the Spanish, the British, and the French, which they had a very pivotal role in the foundation of the United States of America. Okay, so the United States of America gained independence from the British in 1776. That was that horn that came from the 3. Okay, so the eyes of it says, and behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. So let's stay on that one horn. So let's go to Revelation 13:3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. So the head that was wounded to death was the Roman Empire when it fell. Now, when the United States came back, pretty much the goal was to revive the days of the Roman Empire, to redo it. You got the Statue of Liberty, which is a Roman goddess, the Roman goddess of liberty. Matter of fact, just type it in, because that was the goal, and that's why there's even Roman talks today. Yeah, Libertas and Roman religion, female personification of liberty and personal freedom. Okay, so why didn't they come with an Egyptian god, or why didn't they come with some old some other god from Mesopotamia or something, whatever? It's because they had to fulfill the scripture of the deadly wound being healed. And when you go to Revelation 17, the verse 11, it says, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th and is of the 7th and goeth into perdition. Yeah, Babylon the Great, which came of one of the heads, the British head, right? It came of the British head, and it goes into perdition because it's going to be destroyed. So this is the place that's going to utterly be destroyed. And we know that Esau would be linked to it in the end, right? Esau is the end of the world. So going to Psalms 137, all right, an experience of the captivity. Psalms 137:7, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof, right? Yep, you can read that history, and I think that's in First Ezra, that account. Esau had his little slimy ass in the mix when they was down there destroying the temple. It says, O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Okay, O daughter of Babylon. It reminds me of Isaiah 47. So let's go to Isaiah 47. Not Jeremiah 47. Isaiah 47. Fat ass hands. Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt be no more called tender and delicate. Yep. So the daughter of Babylon. So again, the daughter of Babylon is tied to Esau, and this is why he's the man of sin, the mystery of iniquity. Babylon is confusion. There would be a new Babylon, Babylon the Great, which would be emerged in the earth. Pretty much the new Roman Empire, but it's spiritual Babylon the Great. And Esau would be the man, during that time. He would be the chief heathen in rulership because he's the end of the world. And Babylon the Great is the end of it's going to be the end of sin in the earth. That's why he's the man of sin. Once this thing gets taken down, sin is going to be addressed, and sin is going to be dealt with. Israelites won't sin anymore. Once this place gets taken down and salvation takes place. So wanted to get that account too. Where is it at? Psalms 137, which we got that. This verse reveals that the Edomites rejoiced over Jerusalem's destruction and even encouraged the Babylonians to destroy the city completely. Lamentations, daughter Edom, who live in the land of Uz, but to you also the cup will be passed, you will be drunk and stripped naked. What about First Esdras? There we go, the 4th chapter. The Edomites are mentioned in relation to the destruction of Jerusalem. Let me go ahead and get it, and that'll be the close of the lesson. I knew it was 4th chapter. I could not find it, though. Well, I just ain't go down far enough. But this First Esdras 4, and it says 44, and to send away. We'll start at 43. Then he said unto the king, remember thy vow, which thou hast vowed to build Jerusalem in the day when thou camest to thy kingdom, and to send away all the vessels that were taken away out of Jerusalem, which Cyrus set apart when he vowed to destroy Babylon, and to send them again thither. Thou also hast vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burned when Chaldea was made desolate by the Chaldees. Read that again. Thou hast vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burnt when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldees. So that's also part of why Esau going to get revisited in his kingdom. And ironically, the Lord is going to burn his kingdom up too. So, I'm going to go ahead and close down my prayer with that final lesson, giving all glory and praise once more to Yahweh Shem Yahushua.